Hello and welcome. I'm Chris, and this is Nova News. Today is August 17, 2024. Nova News is your weekly newscast, bringing you the latest scoop on emerging technologies, with key insights for homeland security. This week, we've got 7 captivating stories for you about the creation of post-quantum cryptography standards, the federal government's artificial intelligence strategy, deepfakes, securing the supply of small drones for emergency management, facial recognition practices on migrant children, passenger drones, and decoding the AI risk landscape. Let's dive in. NIST is set to unveil post-quantum cryptography standards. In a groundbreaking move, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, is preparing to release its flagship post-quantum cryptography guidance next week. Reported by David DiMolfetta and Alexandra Kelly at NextGov, these new standards are designed to protect against the potential decryption capabilities of future quantum computers. Quantum computing promises to revolutionize how we process information, but it also poses a significant threat to current cryptographic systems. NIST's upcoming standards will include algorithms such as Crystal's Kyber and Crystal's dilithium, which are poised to become the bedrock of quantum-resilient security. These developments are seen as the starting gun for a massive migration to secure digital networks that can withstand the challenges posed by quantum advancements. As federal officials race to secure our digital future, this release marks a crucial step in safeguarding sensitive information from the quantum-powered cyber threats of tomorrow. In a related story, the federal government's AI strategy is taking shape. In a detailed report from NextGov, the House Administration Committee has outlined its latest strategies for integrating artificial intelligence into the operations of legislative branch agencies. The report, part of a series of flash reports published since September 2023, highlights the committee's efforts to apply AI guardrails to the acquisition process to ensure the responsible use of AI. The report, authored by Committee Chairman Brian Steele, Ranking Member Joseph D. Morell, Subcommittee on Modernization Chairwoman Stephanie Bice, and Ranking Member Derek Kilmer, emphasizes the importance of human oversight, transparency, and robust testing. The Smithsonian Institution, the U.S. Capitol Police, and the Architect of the Capitol are among the agencies consulting the NIST AI Risk Management Framework to develop their AI policies. As these AI guardrails are codified into approval forms and applied to funding decisions, the committee is also engaging with technology vendors and international parliamentary officials to share best practices and ensure that AI is used safely and effectively across government operations. Our next story is about the ongoing battle against non-consensual deepfakes. Melissa Heikkila, from MIT Technology Review, brings us a sobering update on the fight against non-consensual deepfakes. 8 months after deepfakes of pop star Taylor Swift shocked the world, tech companies like Google are finally taking action to curb this disturbing trend. Generative AI expert Henry Ajder notes that we are at a critical inflection point where the pressure from lawmakers and growing consumer awareness are forcing tech companies to address the issue. Despite these efforts, reliable watermarking and protective measures remain experimental and, in many cases, unreliable. However, recent legislative actions, such as the UK's ban on creating and distributing explicit deepfakes and the US Senate's Defiance Act, provide hope for stronger protections moving forward. The deepfake problem is far from solved, but as regulation begins to catch up with technology, there's cautious optimism that we're moving in the right direction. Let's move on to talk about securing the uncrewed aerial systems supply chain, which is a DHS initiative. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, is spearheading an initiative to secure the supply chains of uncrewed aircraft systems, UAS, particularly those dominated by Chinese manufacturers. This comprehensive strategy, reported by Perplexity AI, is designed to protect U.S. critical infrastructure and national security from the risks of data exfiltration, cyber attacks, and potential espionage associated with these drones. The DHS strategy includes legislative measures such as the American Security Drone Act, the Countering CCP Drones Act, and public-private collaborations through the ICT Supply Chain Risk Management Task Force. The goal is to foster innovation in U.S. drone manufacturing while mitigating the human rights concerns linked to Chinese UAS technology, particularly in relation to surveillance of the Uyghur minority. This initiative underscores the importance of securing our skies as drone technology becomes increasingly integrated into national security frameworks. But what about drones that are big enough to carry people? Could passenger drones become a part of everyday life? According to Sally French, also known as Drone Girl, the answer is a resounding yes. French reports that U.S. cities like Charlotte, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Orlando are leading the charge in the development of advanced air mobility (AAM) operations, which include passenger drones. The Lufthansa Innovation Hub, in collaboration with V2 Air, Roland Berger, and Unisphere, has identified these cities as the most viable for launching AAM operations. These drones could revolutionize intracity travel, offering a solution for trips too long to drive but too short to fly. While still in the early stages, with operations currently limited to media stunts, the potential for widespread adoption is on the horizon. As technology advances, it seems the age of passenger drones is not a question of if, but when. We have a couple more stories for you this week. In a controversial development, MIT Technology Review's Eileen Guo reports that the Department of Homeland Security plans to collect and analyze photos of migrant children at the border to improve facial recognition technology. This initiative aims to overcome challenges in the technology's accuracy, particularly when it comes to children, whose images are often low quality and lack diversity in existing datasets. However, this plan raises significant ethical concerns. Experts like Petra Molnar, author of The Walls Have Eyes: Surviving Migration in the Age of AI, and Ashley Gorski, a senior staff attorney with the American Civil Liberties Union, argue that the inherent power dynamics and the lack of meaningful consent from children and their guardians make this approach deeply problematic. The debate continues as DHS moves forward with its plans. And our final story this week, Bo Lee, an associate professor at the University of Chicago and a leading expert on AI safety, has developed a comprehensive AI risk taxonomy to help navigate the complex landscape of AI regulation. Reporting for Wired, Lee and her colleagues have analyzed government policies from the US, EU, and China, as well as company policies from around the world, to create a benchmark that assesses how different AI models handle risks. This taxonomy is crucial for companies looking to deploy AI safely, particularly in areas where regulatory compliance and ethical considerations are paramount. Lee's work highlights significant gaps between government regulations and corporate policies, suggesting that there's still much work to be done to ensure AI technologies are both effective and safe. That's a wrap for this week's Nova News. Our team is heading off to Scotland for a corporate retreat, so we'll be taking a short break until September 2nd. Don't worry, we'll return with more stories and updates in September. Thank you so much for joining us on Nova News. Stay tuned for more in-depth coverage, and remember to stay informed and curious.